Hey guys, we're going to start our next writing topic, which is information reports. So we've looked at persuasive this year, we've looked at narrative, we've done some poetry, we've just finishing procedural, now moving on to information reports. So information reports present factual information to a reader about a specific topic. So that topic might be an animal of some sort, so a snow leopard or a dingo. It might be like a collection of animals, so all of the animals on Madagascar or all the extinct animals of Australia. It might be about a person, it might be about the history of a sport. It's about one specific topic. With an information report, clearly, because it's in the title, it's all about information, right? It's not about your opinion at all. Right? Stick to information, and when it comes to your opinion in these, all right, it's not that I don't care. Well, yeah, yes, it is. I don't care. All right. Your reader in an information report, your audience in an information report is all about the information, right? Not your opinion. Let the reader read through the facts that you find and you've put together, and then let them make up their own mind and have their own opinion on the topic. Right, so how to start? Choose a topic. I sent you all an email a couple of days ago and asked you to have a think about a topic and then email it through to me. So those people who did that, I've collected your topics and put them into a table. And for those who didn't, as I said in that email, I'll pick a topic for you. I'll share that with you in class and not in this video, because I will dump this onto my YouTube so that it can be accessed through the webpage I make for remote learning. And I don't want your names up there. So I'll put that list somewhere else, and in this video just go through what you need to do. So you've got your topic, whether you picked it or I picked it, and my topics are amazing, by the way, and I had a lot of fun picking them for specific people. You need to research that topic. So you need to become an expert by finding facts from multiple sources. Right? And when it says multiple sources, it's not talking about going to the cupboard and finding the sweet chili, the tomato, the barbecue, right, the Tabasco. It's about finding information in multiple places, whether it's solely online or in books and encyclopedias, not just going to one place and taking that as guaranteed factual information. Right? Anyone can make a web page these days. Anyone can whack anything online, and with the right coding, you can get it to come up on a Google search. So you need to try and find reliable sources. So let's say if you're doing an animal of some sort, you want to find a web page maybe by a zoo or an animal organization, all right, maybe a biologist or other scientist. So that's coming from a person of authority in that field who knows what they're talking about. If you're researching dingoes and you find a web page written by Darren, who owns a dingo who lives down the street, about his pet dingo, it's not going to be information you can take as fact. It's going to be full of his opinions, kind of what he knows, but he's not an expert in that field. You need to try and find multiple sources as well, and you'll need to put them into a bibliography. So I will move to a bibliography part of the video in a few minutes. As you're researching, you should be able to start to divide your information into subtopics. Right, these will end up forming the body of your essay. Kind of like when we did a persuasive piece of writing, your arguments for your topic form the body. Right, same sort of thing here. If you look over to the information report about Antarctica, the author of this information report, which was not me, has put subheadings there for each paragraph, which is really good. So it's about Antarctica. Climate, landforms, fauna, and flora are the main body paragraphs, and information specific to that area and still really specific to Antarctica is in there. Now, that information report is probably a really good grade 3 level information report. Right? It's not the level I expect from you guys, and there's a few reasons for that. One, there's information that doesn't link to anywhere else. All right, Antarctica is the world's fifth largest continent, at the bottom of the Earth in the frigid zone. And it doesn't mention sort of anything really about that throughout the rest. So it introduces information in the introduction that doesn't get explained more. And the same in the conclusion. Antarctica is not owned by anyone because no one lives there, since it's made up of 70% of the world's fresh water and is uninhabitable. That information about 70% of the world's fresh water hasn't come up anywhere else, and the authors introduced new information into the conclusion. And the intro should just introduce what those main topics are going to be, the main subheadings for body paragraphs, and the conclusion should not introduce any new information. Now, the information in this is good, and some of it's really bad. So having a look at the climate, at the weather on this icy landmass means that it is the windiest, coldest, driest place on Earth. The highest temperature Antarctica has reached is minus 10 degrees Celsius, while the lowest is minus 89 degrees Celsius. In thinner regions of Antarctica, there are extremely cold temperatures which cause several months of darkness. Now, that's just not true, that sentence. All right, the several months of darkness is caused by the tilt of the world, and although there's several months, so about 6 months of darkness on Antarctica, there's also 6 months of light. All right, and it's the same in the Arctic. All right, it's got nothing to do with the extremely cold temperatures. So when researching this, the author of this information report's either found something that's wrong and used it, right? Haven't found things in multiple sources, right? And it's why I've picked this as an example, or they've just made something up, which also isn't cool. Now, as you're doing your information report, and before we move on to the bibliography part, it's really important that you're reading these different web pages and then writing your own work. If you're researching, you find a web page is written by a scientist, and you copy and paste that paragraph into your work. One, it's going to take me about 1/4 of 1 second to figure out that you didn't write that paragraph. All right? None of you write like scientists. And it's very easy for me to see that. And then it's really easy for me to find that information as well. You can't, and if a teacher somewhere in time has told you, oh, copy and paste the information across and then change a few words, that isn't okay either. That's still called plagiarism. And not that it would happen in grade 6, but if you get to university and you do that and you get caught plagiarizing, they'll just kick you out of university. That's how serious it is, because you're taking somebody else's work and saying it's your own. You need to read all this stuff, all right, put it away, and then write your paragraphs. Now, bibliography, and I will flick across the internet here. Since most of your research is going to be based on online research, right, I'm going to assume that most of what you're going to do is going to be internet searches. Right, so I'm going to show you a really cool web page, and there's probably 1,000 different web pages like this you can use. And it will, here's a really good web page about the endangered Pacific Northwest tree octopus, all right? And so if you go into the Google and you type in something like bibliography generator, right, you can click onto this first one here, and all the others will do the same job. And what you need to do is just click add a reference, and it'll ask you to paste the web page that you used in. So I'll copy that one in. And if you haven't seen this tree octopus web page before, have a read of it. It's hilarious because it's not true. It just shows you that anyone on the internet can make anything. They've made this amazing web page about this nearly endangered tree octopus, right? And it reads and it looks like it's real. All right. And within this reference here, it says it's probably credible, which is kind of hilarious. But what it'll do is it'll put it into a bibliography format for you, which is really cool because you can just cut and paste this now. All right, so save that. It's going to put it into here. So there, it's there. I can copy that information and then I can just paste it at the bottom of my document. And that's all you need to do to get your bibliography. And that's basically the same level of detail, because this is doing it all for you, as what you'd need to do if you're in university. All right. So it used to be really hard when I was at university, because all the brackets and commas and full stops and different things need to be in the exact spot. Otherwise, you lose a whole lot of marks when you get to university if your bibliography is not perfect. But this does it for you, which I wish it was there sort of a long time ago, 20 years ago when I was at university. So bibliography, make sure you keep those web pages that you use. And if you do try and just hide them from me and sort of go, I'm going to copy my information from here and Mr. Stone won't find it, yeah, I will. So please don't do that, all right? Hopefully you've picked a topic that you're really passionate about, which is why I let you choose a topic for this, so that you have fun researching it and putting it together. Later in the week too, you'll see on the Adobe Spark I've made for this week's work, I'm going to get you to make a Flipgrid video and you're going to talk about your topic. So you don't need to just read your information report, but you're going to just sit there and for a minute you're going to talk about what you've learned with your topic and then teach other people in the class about it. So not only are we working on our writing here, but we're working on our speaking and our listening as well. So hopefully that's enough information to get you started with your information report. Remember, the same as everything with remote learning, that I am on the other side of the computer, just an email away or a Zoom message away. We'll have our class Zooms, but I'm also available pretty much all day to catch up with students one-on-one. So good luck, guys. Keep up the good work.